Hello, today we are going to work out some problems. Let's read the question I have written on the board. In the following equations, the variable x is a real number. Solve each equation for x. Alright, now you can see we have question 1, which says x over 2 equals 3 over 4. You might be wondering what solve the equation means. I will tell you what it means. So we have a real number x, and we need to find its value. So solving the equation means finding the value of x, so when we put x right here, it will satisfy the equation, which means the value of x over 2 will really equal 3 over 4. Let's start doing the problem. I'm going to write an equality sign, and now I'm going to write x over 2 times 2 equals 3 over 4 times 2. Now you might be wondering why I wrote x over 2 times 2 and why that is correct. I'm going to tell you why it's correct. Alright, to do this I'm going to need to draw a little picture. So here's 0 on the number line, and here is the point 3/4. Okay, in our equation we can see that 3/4 also equals x over 2. So this point is also x over 2. So we can multiply this point by 2. And now this point will become 3/4 times 2, but it also will become x over 2 times 2. So you will see that if we multiply both sides of this equation by some same number, both sides will still be equal because they're on the same point, and if we multiply that same point by some number, it will still be that number, but times 2. Alright, I'm going to erase this, and let's go on with the problem. Alright. One other thing I need to tell you is why I'm multiplying both sides by 2. I could have multiplied both sides by 50, 100. Why did I do it by 2? So when we're solving this equation, we need to find the value of x. To do this, we need to get x on one side by itself. I multiplied both sides by 2 so I could use the cancellation law of fractions to cancel out these common factors of 2. So therefore, I will have just x on this side. Alright, so we can cancel out these 2's, and then we're just going to have x on this side, and on this side, I'm going to draw a fraction bar. We'll have 3 times 2 over 2 times 2. And instead of multiplying it out here, 3 times 2, which is 6 over 4, I wrote it in this form so I can simplify it and cancel out these 2's. So it is really 3 over 2. So x equals 3 over 2. We have just figured out the value of x. Now let's do some check work to see if this value of x really satisfies the equation. So I'm going to write left-hand side, and I'll tell you in a minute what left-hand side means. Left-hand side means left-hand side of the equation. So this side is the left-hand side, and this side is the right-hand side. Left-hand side, we can see equals, that's a pretty bad equality sign, I'm going to write that again, equals x over 2. But we now know the value of x, so we can write 3 over 2. So left-hand side equals, first I'm just going to write x over 2, but then down here we can write 3 over 2 over 2. Now, do you guys remember what this type of a fraction is? It's called a complex fraction. We are going to simplify it. So, we are going to write 3 over 2 times 1/2. How did we get a 1/2 when we just started with 3 over 2 over 2? Well, this 2 is really 2 over 1. And if we flip 2 over 1, it turns into 1 over 2. So this is how we get 3 over 2 times 1 over 2. And now we get 3 over 4 because we multiplied 2 times 2. Now we can see left-hand side equals right-hand side. And this is the right-hand side, and we can see that the left-hand side, 3 over 2 over 2, equals 3 over 4. We have just figured out this equation, and we know that both sides are equal, and we have figured out the value of x. Let's write a conclusion. Hence, the solution to the equation is x equals 3 over 2. Let's write this on the board. Hence, the solution to the equation is x equals 3 over 2. Let's move on to the second equation. Let's read through it. X over 1/2 equals 3/5 over 2/15. Let's start simplifying this equation. On this side, we're going to have 3 over 5 times 15 over 2. And one thing I'm going to say is this is a complex fraction, as is this. And on this side, we're going to have x times 2. Now, let's do the next step where on this side, we're still going to leave it as x times 2. But on this side, I'm going to draw a fraction bar, write 3 times 5 times 3, 5 times 3, 15, 5 times 2. Now we can cancel out the common factor of 5. Now we have 9 over 2 and x times 2. Next step, we're going to do x times 2 times 1/2. We already know we can multiply both sides by 1/2, and 9 over 2 times 1/2. Now we're going to have, now we can cancel out the common factors of 2 on this side, and then we have x equals 9 over 4. And now we know the value of x, which is 9 over 4. All right, let's do checkbook. So over here, we're going to have left-hand side, which equals x over 1/2, which equals 9 over 4 over 1/2, which equals 9 over 4 times 2 over 1, which equals 9 times 2 over 2 times 2, which equals 9 over 2. And we know that 3 over 5 over 2 over 15 when simplified is 9 over 2, which equals right-hand side. Now let's write the conclusion. Hence, the solution to the equation is x equals 9/2. So now we know, hence the solution to the equation is x equals 9/2. Thank you.